Hey, what's up, you all? Welcome back. I'm Van. We are all the LFI family. Thank you so much for clicking play. Hopefully, you click that like button as well. That's the only price of admission for our live streams. And if you choose to wait until the end to see if you actually like the video before you hit the like button, that's cool too. And if you're feeling extra generous, guys, consider sharing this video by hitting the share button below the video, copying the link and sharing it on Reddit, LinkedIn, Facebook groups, and X. I have a question for you, serious question. Have you ever been called a field slave before or field nigger as a compliment? Have you ever been called a house slave before or a house nigger as an insult? I have been called both. I was at the gym. I was at the gym and working out with some guys, right? And these guys, they all of them are black. Everybody's black in this scenario. I'm not gonna say what the name of the gym is because I don't want to put them in a bad light. But they looked at me, and because I'm a slim guy, I work out real hard. I go hard, but I'm a slim guy. And when I'm ready to put on muscle, I put on muscle. We're gonna get to the other topics in a minute. But when I'm ready to put on muscle, I put on muscle. It's just eating. I cannot force myself to eat more than I want to eat. Like, I'm a grown man. I do realize that in order to build, if you want to build, you got to eat certain things and this, that, and other. I don't like to stick to other people's regimens. I don't like to force feed myself. I think that's unhealthy. I feed myself what my body calls for. Now, when you work out, though, your body automatically gets a little hungrier. I mean, you automatically get a little hungrier because you got to refuel. And I'm just now learning that. So, all right. So I'm working out with these guys. All of them are big, big dudes. It's like it's like you working out. You're it's like you're it's like you're in prison, right? And you're on the yard and you out there with the biggest dudes that just focus on working out. That's what they do. So I tried to blend in with them guys and I tried to work out with them guys because like I said, I go hard when I work out. Pause. So I'm lifting with these guys, and and I'm 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 trying to get my weight up, but from the way that they look at me, this is what they said from their mouths. Man, I thought you was a house nigga, but you lifting like, man, you a field nigga. So I'm lifting, and I guess they didn't think I could lift the weights that they put down there. I started doing it, and they started getting excited. It was like four or five of them started getting excited. Big dudes, big black dudes, started getting excited that I was lifting. They was like, "Oh, you a field nigga? Yeah, yeah, you a field nigga. I didn't know." So they started getting excited, calling me a field nigga, field slave, right? I don't know if you and so they started getting excited and called me a field nigga. And I automatically knew what it was. I didn't need any context. I didn't feel any type of way. But this just shows how we distinct. I mean, we distinctively divide the two, the house slave and the field slave. But we automatically look at black people and assume that every black person came from slaves. And I think that that's a little sad. I think it's a little immature. I think it's although I completely understand. I'm not a person that don't can't look beyond context and understand what people are trying to say. I'm a strong-minded individual. I completely get it. They was trying to give me a compliment, but what if that was a white dude that said that to me? What if that was a white dude that said that to anybody who was lifting weights and he was lifting heavy weights? He'd be like, "Oh, let's go. You a field nigga." So yeah, that happened. Um, and on social media, so in my face, I've been called a field nigga as a compliment. On social media, I'm being called a house nigga for representing conservative values, for representing a political side that, in the eyes of what's being taught to black people right now on the left, conservatives are completely against black people. That's why I like to discuss race with you guys. I told you before, and I only asked the question before. Why is it that black people want to discuss race? And why is it and white people do not want to discuss race? And I get it because we use it as a weapon against one another rather than trying to embrace each other's cultures. And you all are just completely done with it. And I'm talking about my white followers, my white supporters. Y'all just like done with it. They're like, what's the point of us discussing race? It's only one race, the human race. I get it. That's what you made up in your mind. And that's actually the truth. God only created the human race. He didn't create, okay, we're gonna get some white and some Chinese. I mean, although he did put us in different parts of the world and we became who we became. But we're all the same. That's why I feel it's necessary to have these conversations. Because again, if it was a white man, that if I would have looked up while working out, or any of those guys would have been around working out, and it was a white guy that said we look like field slaves, nobody in that circle would have took kind to that. No, if anything, there would have been a fight. There would have been some wrestling going on. There would have been some cursing. There would have been some anger. You know what I mean? There would have been some type of vitriol. The same way that people try to get out of me on social media. See, we have a whole lot of keyboard killers out here, a whole lot of thumb thugs out here. Yeah, keyboard killers and thumb thugs out here because they post their anger through social media, but they'll never say those type of things to me face to face. Not that there will be any type of consequence for it, because I don't care. Like, I know who I am. You know what I mean? Calling me a house nigga as an insult, it degrades so many black people that I don't even think they understand. Because the divide between light skinned black and dark skinned black is still there. We seen Kendrick Lamar versus Drake. That was one of the biggest focuses. I don't know if y'all ever heard that song, but um, they not like us. They not like us. Y'all heard that, right? Well, that's the thing. We're trying to pit ourselves against each other, and that whole self-hate vibe is all throughout. They're going back and forth. They tried to discount Drake, and I'm not taking up for Drake because Drake been doing some dumb things for a minute now. I think he's a phenomenal artist, but he has been doing some dumb things, saying some dumb things, and I'm not really fooling with him all like that. But I still do listen to his music. I'm not gonna stop listening to music, but to cancel out Drake from black culture, Kendrick and his fans, all they had to say was that he has a white father, or he has white parents, or he grew up around white people, or he's not really black. He's not like us. So whenever you hear that type of song, that's what they're saying. Um, they're not talking about the alleged alleged mental situation that he has potentially going on that made him mess with a young lady that was underage, and that's still alleged. Don't know nothing about that. But the main focus was, let's disqualify him from being black by saying that he's light skinned, by saying that he is not dark like us. He don't have the full slave of blood, the full slave blood in him from Africa, straight off the ship. That it was a little bit more mixing coming up to him. So he's not like us. He's not black like us. That's the same mentality that we had way back in the day when we were all going through it together. Some people had certain skills to work outside. Some people had certain skills to work inside. It's not like they applied and they won this fabulous job in this fabulous career, although they both came with certain things. But we've been dividing ourselves for such a long time that it's silly as hell for me to look outside of our own culture and blame another race for what's happening to us. So when you look at the education in our areas, when you look at how we're not catching up financially, Bruh, it's all because of us. But we continue to divide each other by simply doing exactly what happened to me in the gym, trying to give me a compliment and say that I'm a field nigga, I'm a field slave. And the people, the black people online who are Democrats, see me talking about, yeah, Trump is a good guy and Trump will change this world for the better, change this country for the better, and all these things, they automatically call me a house nigga now because I want to be close to boss. I want to make sure I protect massa. I want to protect the big house more than I want to protect the other black people that I'm being enslaved with. I want to make sure I'm looking out for the boss more than I'm looking out for people who look like me. And that's pretty much what they're saying in context, not realizing that that effed up mentality is why we're in the messed up position we're in right now. All right. So, have you, I don't know if you've answered this already, but have you ever been called either a field nigga or a house nigga? And if you have, how did you take it? And if you haven't, how would you take it if somebody called you that? All right. Don't know if y'all see, man, we have some things to talk about. I went ahead before we move forward to the next topic because I do want to talk about what's going on with Trump. I definitely want to talk about what's going on with Trump. But I went ahead and I self algorithm. I went ahead and I asked Grok, what do black people say the difference is between a field slave and a house slave? I had to ask that because obviously we already know the difference. One worked in the field, one worked in the house. We get that. We get that. Cooking, cleaning, serving, sometimes personal care for the slave owners, family, and all this other stuff. And then you have others who are outside who work primarily outdoors in agricultural fields, performing labor intensive tasks like planting, harvesting, building, plantation work, physically demanding, and all that other stuff. But check this out right here. This is something that I really noticed. So proximity to power is another reason why people like to use that as a jab. They like to use that as a jab to black people who are closer to the decision makers, so to speak. All right. And they use that as a jab to say you're closer to the decision makers, and that's why you are so out of touch with what our people need and what our people want, not realizing that we all came from the same place, not realizing that our stories are extremely similar, not realizing that we wouldn't trade. Like if you knew my story, and that's a lot of things too. If you knew my story, you wouldn't trade with me. If you knew my story, most black men out there, I'll bet whatever amount that you want to bet. If you knew my story, you would not want to trade with me. So we need to stop trying to act as if we are the only ones going through something. All right. God has given all of us our lot, but God has also blessed us differently as well. Like I got my own gifts and talents and abilities. You got your own gifts, talents, and abilities. But I got my own traumas and things that happened to me bad in life. The same way that you do. So that's why I laugh when I see people get on their kick saying that how come police are only shooting black people and black young men and black. The police just keep on shooting black men. And then when you start doing your research, you'll realize that police shoot more white men than they shoot anybody around this country, if you wanted to look into that. But since we're so hyper focused on our own victimization, we want to try to ring the alarm and try to paint it as if we are the small guy constantly being picked on, all because you don't want to do no damn research, all because you want to spread lies to the people that you're trying to trick into believing the same exact things that you believe. So you're not even going to look anywhere else. You don't care about other nationalities and what happened to them. You don't want to hear about no slavery with anybody else that's not black. You only want to hear about bad times with black people so that you can hold it over the heads of other races. And that's why white people don't want to talk about that sugar honey iced tea no more, because it's like pointless. Damn if I do, damn if I don't. I try to relate to you. You're trying to say that I want to be like you. You're trying to say that you're trying to get close to me so you can use me or take advantage of me or be a culture vulture. You know what I mean? You want to take my talent and my gifts and do your own thing in front of your people and act like you discovered it. We already know the same tricks of the trade happen all the time. So, but then if I just blatantly say, I can care less about what you're doing. I don't want to be your friend. I don't want to I don't want to force myself to dance with you, to sing with you, to eat with you, to play with you, none of that. And if somebody approach you like that, you say you're racist. You're not trying to appease me. How come you don't want to go outside of the norm in order to appease me? I'm the victim here. I suffered. You didn't, and that's foolish. Those are people who don't know who God is and what God does. We automatically just assume that we're the only people that's gone through something and nobody else has. So that's something I want to discuss with you guys because I think it's absolutely ridiculous. And also says, hold on one second. So it got to perceptions and division. It says there's a historical narrative where field slaves might have viewed house slaves with suspicion or disdain, seeing them as potentially complicit or favored by slave holders. Shout out to Sonny Halston, whose family was slave holders. Conversely, house slaves might have been seen by slave owners as more civilized or trusted, though this was often a facade to serve the interests of the enslavers. Everybody had a job to do, period. Everybody had a job to do. Some people were weaker than others. Some people were handpicked for different reasons. Who gives a damn? But when you call somebody that, expect it to be called across the board. You see me out there working out and you feel like you want to compliment me, say, bro, you're strong. You're doing your thing. Don't call me no house, no field nigga. That's no compliment. That's not a compliment. It really isn't. It's not a compliment. It's not funny. Just like calling somebody a house nigga should not be a jab at their character. It should not be a jab at their integrity. It shouldn't at all. And it also shows that you have absolutely no respect for anyone who was a house slave, because those people were going through the fight and struggle just like you. But you automatically elevated them above you so that you can be more of a victim, so that you can be able to complain openly. And a lot of times people just want to be able to complain. I just want to be the victim. I want to be the one that has an ailment. So you guys can go on without me. I don't have to do any work. I don't have to pull my weight. I grew up in this horrible environment. I got to duck and dodge bullets and gangs in order to go to school. So I'm not going to go to school. So I'm not going to read at home. So I'm not going to catch up with my class. I can care less about playing catch up with my class because I can't afford to, because it's so dangerous around here. My schools don't get enough money. They don't get a lot of money like the people in LA, Brentwood, and all that other stuff. They don't get enough money like them. So since they don't get enough money, I shouldn't be charged to compete against them. I shouldn't have to have the same grades as they have. I shouldn't have to be as smart as they are. But I do want to be paid what they're being paid. I mean, my victimhood is keeping me from being as talented and gifted and smart as them, but I still want to have the same payments as them. I still want to get, it should be a requirement that you make it easier for me to get into certain institutions. It should be a requirement that you make it easier for me to get loans, that my credit score should not have to be like theirs, because clearly I'm not as responsible. They have both of their parents at home. I only got my mother at the house. My father got locked up, or he was in drugs or something like that. So I shouldn't have. No, we all have our lot. Some of the best people in this world, some of the people who have done some of the greatest things ever in history, did not have both of their parents. And even if they did, that don't mean that they had such a great relationship or the guidance and leadership that was required in order for them to become who they was. Sometimes we become who we are because we didn't have. You know what I mean? Most times when we grow up, we become that person to protect the little kid that we once was. That's who we become. or we work hard to get those things that we didn't have. We might not have had a house when we were growing up. So we work our asses off so that our children could have a house when they are growing up. We might not have had our father in the home. So we do what we have to do to make sure that we are in a relationship with someone who will value family as much as we value family. I don't think y'all listening to me, man. Thank y'all so much for pulling up. I really appreciate y'all. I'm not going to belabor the point too much, but I just wanted to share that with you all because it has to be said. And if you're tired of me talking about race and stuff like that on this channel, yo, just don't click play because I'm going to talk about it because I find it extremely foolish that people use this as a hang up to not move forward, to not get better, to not succeed at anything, to not thrive, to be above. Here's the thing, and all of my friends I grew up with, all of them are absolutely amazing young men, but they still had to walk their own path. The reason why I mentioned them is because they all probably didn't have their dads living in the home with them, but they all have their mom and dads in their lives. They all had their mom and dads in their lives. You understand me? But they were still getting into trouble. They were still, selling drugs. They were still robbing people for, whatever they was robbing people for. But I was a part of that lifestyle too at one point. So that's why I'm so thankful of my wife, who, when she came to our high school in 10th grade, she could afford to go on a class, on a field trips and stuff. I couldn't afford it. Even if the field trip was $1, I couldn't afford it. I just couldn't, because at that point I was just being super cool. I didn't really want to hustle or do anything to make any money that was legal, so to speak. But I love to just get in trouble. And she would say, if I come back from this trip and I find out that you were in a fight, I'm gonna F you up. I knew that she couldn't beat me. She's only like 5'3", and very, very slim and everything. But I respected the fact that she cared enough to make sure that my mind was right and focused on all the correct things. So that changed my life. She showed me somebody who actually care, somebody who will make sure that they hold you accountable. So I actually enjoyed the accountability that she held over me. Some people don't enjoy accountability. Some, especially your friends, relatives, and whatnot. As soon as you start to hold them accountable or try to hold them responsible to something, they will start to run away, or they will be pissed off at you. They will look at you like, what, you think you better than me? That's how they will look at you. You think you better than me? All in all, no, I just want to see the best in you. You know what I mean? I just want you to be able to visualize, or I want you to be able to grow into your best self. I want there to be a you around for years to come so that you can potentially become whatever God created you to be. All right. Thank you so much for the super chat. Like I said to my niece, why are you concerned with the opinion of people that don't know you personally? They don't care who you are as a person. They just want to belittle you. That's the thing, Gavin. I don't care about their opinions. I care that we constantly put our opinions on people, and we do it so immaturely. I care. I don't care that people, if someone says you're ugly, someone says you're not a good dad or you're not a good husband or anything, I don't care about that. I do care about that spirit that they have, that they allow to take over them and try to divide, try to like throw rocks and stones at people so that they can mess up their peace. I have an issue with that, as you should have an issue with that. I think that we are God's people. We are the light in the darkness. And whenever we see the darkness, we need to cut on our light. We need to shed a light on it. That's all I'm doing right now. What I'm doing right now is shedding a light on the darkness of ignorance in my own culture, because that's exactly what's happening. And the more we victimize ourselves, the more we give ourselves an out to be great. And then we start depending heavily on the federal government to bail us out. we start depending heavily on other groups that protect, I mean, that serve protected groups to bail us out. And I think that that's holding us back. And that's science. I mean, well, that's been proven because even in the biggest, bluest states, these kids are graduating high school and not even being able to read on a fourth or fifth grade level. You hear me? And it's only that way because our leaders constantly beating our heads that it's not your fault. It's the white people's fault. They constantly beating our heads that it's not your fault that you are not getting the opportunities that you're supposed to get. It's racism and white supremacy. It's a system that was set up a long time ago that you can't do anything about it. So if you don't get that job, don't be so hard on yourself. It's the white man's fault. If you don't get into that university, don't be so hard on yourself. It's the white man's fault. If you never achieve anything in life or you get on drugs and all that, don't be so hard on yourself. It's the white man's fault. For me, I call bullshit. I call bullshit on that. I will always shed light on that. I didn't raise my kids like that, and I'm not going to allow a grown person to take on that mentality and feel like it's cool. It's not cool. I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, or other. I can care less. What you're not going to do is say, Van, you had all this stuff going against you. Van, you didn't have a dad in your house. You didn't have a mom in your house. So everything you're going through, that drug that you're on, I understand. I understand. All you need is some counseling. But I get it. Go ahead and take some time off. If you don't want to work hard, I understand. You've gone through so much. No, I would never achieve anything that way. So I had to pick myself up. I had to talk myself into doing great things. And while doing so, I had a wife who talked me into that, who was my girlfriend before, talked me into doing great things. Because myself and other people that I know, we didn't think that we would live past the age of 25 because of how we grew up and where we grew up. It was our decision. It was our decision. You hear me? So it's never somebody else's fault. But people continue to try to act as if, oh, nah, it's the white man's fault. We even had President Joe Biden. As a black man, I had to turn away from President Joe Biden because he spoke at Howard University. He spoke at Morehouse University, two prestigious HBCUs, commemorating their graduation, their hard work for 4 years, and they're about to get a degree. And this man told them that you have to work 10 times as hard to achieve what the white man has achieved. The biggest threat to our country is racism and white supremacy. Making it seem like this accomplishment is nothing. In order to be anything in this white country, you got to work 10 times harder than this. So you think that you accomplished something, but you really didn't, because you're about to introduce yourself to this racist world that you can never win in. And when I hear stuff like that, I take that as an insult. I take that as an insult because it's not true. It's not true. I don't teach my kids that. And I'm not going to let no damn adult say that and actually believe it. This was our president telling young black people this. Come on now. That's stupid. And then I go to a gym, I'm working out, and I get a compliment for lifting heavy that I'm a field nigga, that I'm a field slave. They can trust me now. Like we can depend on you now. We didn't know. We didn't know. Sorry, we didn't know. We thought, we thought you was, what I mean? But now that we know that you're a field nigga, we can trust you now. And that's the BS I'm talking about. That separates us. I think that's BS. Thank you so much for the super chat. I give more, Van, but I had to pay. Guys, if y'all don't have it to give, don't give. I don't want y'all going into debt or anything like that, but I do appreciate it. She was joking. I do appreciate that. But guys, I mean that. If you don't have it to give to myself or any other content creator, you're giving your time and you're giving your attention and you're engaging with my community. That means a lot. All right. All right. So Vicky Rath, thank you so much for the super chat. Love your podcast. Keep spitting facts. That's all I can do. I do agree with what you're saying. Thank you, Gavin. I appreciate you, big dog. And thank you for what you told your niece, too. I appreciate you being so connected and so much a part of your family's life to make sure that they are good. Continue to stay locked in. I appreciate that. Coach, did you take a break or something? It's good to unplug. I left Facebook for 5 years once. You know what? I do take breaks. If you go look at my channel, I haven't really been posting a whole lot. But I do take breaks, but I'm not taking breaks because I don't want to post. I've been taking breaks because it's been things to do around the house. Like it's been we had a whole bunch of snow come out here. The HOA did not clean up our street, and it turned into like 6 inches of freaking ice, and they just left it out there. But I moved my cars from the street and everything. They didn't clear it out. But then I got a warning of a fine, of a citation signed. It was a small area of my sidewalk that was not cleared out. So I get that. But they didn't hold up their end of the bargain either. So, but I was out there breaking and moving stuff out the way, and I got a lot done. God was on my side. My back is feeling kind of crazy right now, but God, I tapped in to my field slave. No, I swear to God, man, I tapped into my field slave. All right, guys, let's go and jump into it. It's not too late to talk about what we came here to talk about, is it? Let's go. All right. So Trump is shaking things up. First of all, Trump, please don't change anything else about the inauguration. Please. I got insider communications, and I know that whenever you change something up, you make it more and more and more difficult for the people. Although I will say this, I appreciate you looking at the weather and trying to look out for the people. I do appreciate that. And I wish that it would have already been inside, because this time of the year is always cold as hell. It's always cold as hell. All right. Especially for around inauguration, because it always falls around Dr. King's birthday celebration, which is in local schools and whatnot. Marching bands are out there playing their drums, and everybody's just marching, having a good time celebrating Dr. King as well. So it's going to be two separate things going on. I wish they had a warmer way to celebrate, but they're still going to be outside. But every time things change up, the inauguration, they're trying to protect Trump. That's their number one priority. Protect Trump. Protect Trump. All right? And to be honest with you, they don't even care that people like Michelle Obama is talking about she's not coming. They don't care about that. They just care about protecting Trump. They don't care about any other international presidents, dictators, or whatever accepting any invitations to come. All they care about is protecting Trump, making sure that he is good. We just now heard about a third attempt at his life. Come on, man. At some point, realize that you cannot, I don't care how many times you try to stop what God has moved forward. America has spoken. We have spoken loudly, allowed this to happen. There's a reason why Trump is back. It's a reason why Trump became president in 2016. We just need to pay attention. We need to be honest with ourselves. I don't care if you're on the left and you're super out of sorts and you're upset with Trump and you want him to, you want to just, and the sad part is, the third attempt actually made some people happy. Why would anybody ever get happy that an attempt was made at someone's life? That is a team that I don't want to be on. That's the hate team. I'm on the love team. If you are an LFR family supporter, hopefully you're on the love team too. We put God, family, and country before anything. All right. We don't want to talk about no Ukraine flag, no Palestine flag, no LGBTQAI plus flag. We want to talk about the American flag. That's it. We're trying to move forward. We're serious about where this country is and where we could potentially be in 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, 100 years from now. We don't want to talk about no potential world wars. When Trump was running for president for the second time and he were interviewed about the wars, this dude said, I don't care who win or lose. I just want them to stop fighting. Can we stop? Like, at some point, can we stop? Can we grow the hell up? Can we talk about things and move forward in this way? So, yeah, his inauguration is coming. And some things have been happening. One of the biggest things that's been happening is people have been, they know that Debo is about to come around the neighborhood. They know Debo is coming to the neighborhood. Y'all ever seen the movie Friday? Please let me know in the comments if you ever seen the movie Friday before. All right. In the movie Friday, how many of y'all remember what will happen when Debo started riding his bicycle around the neighborhood? And they start hearing that scream, scream, scream from his tires. They start hearing that bike coming. What they start doing? They start getting right, protecting their chain. Like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and tuck my chain in, take my watch off. Some people leave, like, okay, Debo coming, I'm leaving. I'm about to leave. I'm gonna holler at y'all tomorrow. Right? Nah, it ain't because Debo coming. I'm just tired. I'm just tired. About to go rest. That's it. Well, Debo is back in the building. Debo is back. And you know what the immigrants are doing? The immigrants are saying, oh man, it looked like he won. My friend, my friend, my friend, my friend, looked like he won, my friend. That's not right. Don't do that, okay? That's just what I like to listen. I like to do that. My friend, my friend. So they see that he's coming and they're like, yo, we out. We out. Check this out right here, man. I shouldn't have said my friend. I'm gonna get canceled, bro. I promise you, I'm gonna get canceled. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Look. I'm sorry, man. That's that my friend. I did not mean that. Okay, that's charge that to my mind and not my heart because I am actually a good person. My friend, I don't know. He coming. They say Trump coming. We gotta go. Get rid of us. We out. So, they rolled out. Y'all check this out right here, man. They are leaving. They are getting ghosts. Check this out right here, right?
Some migrants are already choosing to leave the country voluntarily. News Nation's Jorge Ventura joins us live from San Antonio, Texas this morning with more on this story. Jorge, how many migrants are we actually seeing doing this, leaving voluntarily?
Right now, Marky, it's unclear, but we are starting to see a trend, and this comes as cities across the U.S. and Mexico are now bracing for President-elect's deportation operation. But his hardline messaging on those deportation efforts have some migrants panicking and some even choosing now to self-deport back to their home countries. I spoke with immigration attorney Rolando Vasquez, who tells me that some of the immigrants that he represents that entered under the Biden administration are now choosing to return home, fearing deportation under the incoming administration.
Just as recent as yesterday, they notified me that they were going to depart the country voluntarily, and understanding that, you know, the Trump administration is going to carry through on their promises.
And it's not just Trump's deportation plans that are influenced these decisions. Vasquez says it's also that Mexico is now open to accepting non-Mexican deportees. Mexico's move would impact Cuban and Venezuelan migrants the most, since those countries typically do not accept deportation flights from the U.S., but may from Mexico.
This is causing for many migrants to leave on their own, knowing that they're either going to be deported to their home country or be deported to Mexico. And they obviously, the overwhelming majority of them do not want to be in Mexico.
And my sources in Mexico tell me that it's likely that cartels and smugglers will exploit, kidnap, and extort those newly deported migrants. As of right now, it's unclear if Mexico has a plan to protect those deported migrants, Marky.
It's unclear. It's not unclear. They never had a plan to protect them. It's not unclear. I mean, brother, sorry, I'm not trying to point you out. Thank you for reporting. I appreciate you for the news. You're doing a remarkable job out there. All right. But Mexico never had a plan to protect the migrants. And they don't care to protect them now. I mean, I think that I don't know why they're saying, you know what, if you're not Mexican, you can come on over. If you're Venezuelan, if you're El Salvadorian, if you're whatever else, you know, you can come on over. Come on, come on. And I like that gesture, but I would also like for them to protect at the least of these, at least protect the women and children. I mean, listen, if we had to pick some to protect, I say protect them. Let us men protect ourselves. For real. We coming over here to wreck shop. Now, Tim Holman said, I'm not separating families. Trump also said the same thing. I'm not separating families. Just send a whole family. All of you's got to go. All of you got to go. But the respect, this is what I want to discuss. The respect. The respect. They already knew that they were brought over here on false pretenses. They were paid to come over here. They were paid to come over here. They was trying to turn these people into voters. I ain't gonna say that again because I might get in trouble. Their money ran out. They was giving them what, $750 a week? No, $400 a week. My bad. They was giving them $400 a week. $350 a week. That's what they was giving them. $350 a week. For $1,400 a month. They cut that off. They're no longer giving them that. So now they're stuck in these foreign lands that they traveled to. They traveled here from a long way. Some of their friends and relatives did not make it. Some of their family members did not make it. Some of them sold everything that they had in order to pay a fee to a coyote to bring them here. So it was a lot that they're missing from them trying to come over here to the land of milk and honey. They were promised the bill of goods from our crooked ass politicians who would never admit to it. And now they got to go home empty-handed, hat in hand. Not saying that they should stay here, but wherever they go, I hope they get the protection that they're looking for. Because some of them people came over here and were flown out here, were driven out here, were shipped out here, and were sold a bill of goods. And they did not get that because Trump won. They did not expect Trump to ever win again. They thought that this was going to be a new world order. That's what they thought. They thought this was going to be something different than we've ever seen before. We could just bring everybody in, bring them, come on, bring them in. But I will say this. I think that the Mexican president now know, because I'm sure that she was schooled by some people, some American politicians as well. You know what I mean? This is how you can use them and make some money, make your economy a little better. I mean, you got to spend money to make money. So bring them over there. Cheaper labor. Do this, and this. Build up your nation even stronger. Make them join your military. Help them take down the cartel, whatever the case may be. So she's probably selling them a bill of goods too. So yeah, shout out to all of the immigrants who have seen Debo coming, and they say, you know what, we out, we gone, son, we are gone. Y'all check this out right here, man. This is Kristi Noem breaking it down of exactly what was over here during Biden's takeover. Thank you so much for the super chat, Shannon and Terry. Shout out to Shannon and Terry. We love you, Van. It's your channel. Talk about anything you want. God bless. Please tell YouTube that, because when we talk about some things, You know what they say, blink if something's wrong, blink if you're in danger. I'm blinking like hell. Some things we can't talk about until it's no longer considered misinformation. Because apparently it takes YouTube, Facebook, and other platforms years to admit the truth. So yeah. Check this out right here, man. This will blow your freaking minds, I promise you.
That somebody recognized that this was something they were questioning and that they deserved answers. My goal and my mission is to build trust. We will undertake a large job and a large duty that we have to fulfill, that the American people expect us to do, by securing our border, to make sure that our nation is a nation with borders, or we're no nation at all, and that we are making sure that those criminal actors that are perpetuating violence in our communities and in our cities and towns and states are removed from this country, that there's consequences for breaking the law in our country again. There has to be consequences, because when Americans break the law, there's consequences. And why would we ever allow someone to come in from another country and not allow them, and not have consequences, or allow them to continue to go forward and to commit rape and murders and break other laws that endanger our society? So we've had over 13,000 murders that are loose in this country that have come over that border. We've had almost 16,000 rapists and sexual assault perpetuators that are loose in this country right now. 425,000 plus people have criminal convictions that are here illegally in this country that our current administration is doing nothing to round them up and get them out of our country. We will be doing that immediately, and that will be the priority. And that is one of the reasons that today the American people have lost their trust. President Trump will build it back and know that their federal government is accountable to them.
I like her. What's her name? Christy No? Yeah, I like her. She's sharp. Please, guys, and I'll let y'all know this all the time. I am a novice when it comes to politics. If you are a Democrat and you're well learned when it comes to this political stuff, please feel free to correct her or myself or anything that I say on this channel. Or if you're conservative and you hear me say, or independent, it don't matter. However you want to label yourself. All these damn labels. We've got so many options. It's like Cheesecake Factory's menu. You go on that bad boy, you can order everything. Everything. I'm sorry, but I see a stripper with 3 titties. Can I order that? They'd be like, yes. Would you like it fried or boiled or broiled? I would like mine's jerked, like jerk chicken. Get your mind out the gutter. Stop being nasty. But what Kristi Noem is actually saying, if illegal immigrants come here and they commit heinous crimes and they are arrested, they're arrested and held, but they're not charged. They're released out into the world again to do it all over again. We're going to kind of believe that, you know what, maybe this is a plan of theirs. Why are they allowing this to happen? It makes absolutely no sense. And guys, if you just now pulled up to our live stream, please check out what I said in the beginning when I was talking about me being someone called me a field slave, a field nigger and field slave in the gym. As a compliment. As a compliment. Yeah, that's in the beginning of the live stream. Kristi Noem is on point. She's telling it like it is. And I like it. I like it a lot. If you can tell me where that line come from, I like it a lot. Then you get 3 prayers for free. All right, shout out to Trump, man. Apparently he has some huge news. I can't play too much of it, but I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna show y'all what it is. I'm gonna show y'all exactly what it is. All right. So apparently at his inauguration, he's having. Well, where he at? Where he at? He's having Nelly perform. Y'all know who Nelly is, right? Just in case you don't, he is.
Let me in now. Bill Gates, Donald Trump, let me in now. Spin, let me in now. Bill Gates, Donald Trump, let me in now. Spin, let me in now. Bill Gates, Donald Trump, let me in now. Spin, let me in now. Bill Gates, Donald Trump, let me in.
Basically, what this means is he could potentially be canceled now. So Nelly is going to get canceled. That's Ashanti's husband. Huh? That's Ashanti's husband. Y'all know who Ashanti is? Mm. 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 I tie her shoes with my teeth. I'm sorry, what you say how you want this? Huh? I tie her shoes with my teeth. If I wasn't married. I ain't got no time. I promise you, man, every time I say something that could potentially get to my wife's ears, man, I hear something in the basement. I promise you, man, it's crazy. All I said was I would tie her shoes with my teeth. I ain't say nothing about her titties or her butt cheeks or none of that. None of that. So Nelly will be performing at the inauguration. I wonder how black people feel about that. Because guess what? They were pissed off that an HBCU wanted to perform. Pissed off. When an HBCU band, a band filled with young children, young adults in their next level of life, playing the instruments they love, enjoying a historically black college or university, and being invited to do something as big as that, and then the entire community comes against them. And now Nelly is done. I can only imagine. I can only imagine what that'll feel like when I was by your side. Who sing that song? I can only imagine. Y'all know that song? That's a Christian song. Never mind. That's not Nelly, though. So Nelly will be performing at the inauguration. Yeah, let's get it. Let's get it. Nelly will be there with a MAGA hat on, and black community would definitely try to the black community will probably try to cancel him for that. It is what it is. But I think that's huge news, in my opinion. In my opinion. All right. All right. I'm reading y'all stuff now. Also, I want to say this. We currently have 43 people inside of our private Facebook group for individuals who have purchased our YouTube course, and that's something that you get in our private private Facebook group, and you become part of our private group calls at least 3 to 5 days per week, where we are teaching them things and they are flying already. So it's just strategy. That's it. Just so you guys know, and thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. I can't pronounce your name. The world needs me. You really think so? Thank you. That mean a lot. For real, that mean a lot. I appreciate that, man. That mean a lot. Nah, for real. That mean a lot. Because I asked God, look, I said, dear Lord, and I got this prayer from Myron Golden because I was looking for my purpose. I was trying to find my purpose. And I said, dear Lord, give me the wisdom to do the thing you put me on this earth to do in a way that pleases you and serve the people you will have me to serve. Now, I don't know if I'm doing what God put me on this earth to do. I don't know if I'm pleasing God, and I don't know if I'm serving his people, but I'm believing it. It starts with faith, and I have faith that I am at least moving in that direction. Okay? So I'm fine with how we're moving. Okay. That's just where I am right now. But thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it, man. It means a lot. And so thank you to everyone who purchased the YouTube course. Thank you for believing in me and the information that I'm providing and actually using it to do something cool that could potentially be something huge for you and your family. So thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that. And for everybody who has bought me a coffee, thank you so much. That's also in the descriptions, guys. Thank you. I think I've answered at least 97, 98% of the comments over there. So thank you so much. Everyone needs to support Nelly and Carrie Underwood. Carrie Underwood is there too? Even if you don't like their music. Hold on. Carrie Underwood. Carrie Underwood. Trump. Let's see here. Let's see here. I couldn't be happier that the one celebrity I do like and respect will be attending President Trump's inauguration, Carrie Underwood. Yup. Wow. Okay. And look at this. She winking at a brother. I see you winking at me, girl. You better stop winking at me. I'm a married man. Don't you be disrespecting my marriage. Mm-hmm. Don't you be disrespecting my marriage, girl. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And she don't skip leg day. I tell you that damn much. She don't skip leg day. Look at that there. Look at that there. She don't skip leg day. That's something she don't do. Mm-hmm. All I said was she don't skip leg day. I swear, because I'm just not going to give a compliment to a woman anymore. If I got it. Sheesh. She don't skip leg day, though. I'll tell you that daggone much. Hey, thank you, R. Heath. I appreciate you. She ain't skipping leg day. Look at that there. Bruh. She is in phenomenal shape. Phenomenal. She is in the gym. She got legs like a field slave. Carrie Underwood got legs like a field nigga. Ain't that something? And if you don't understand what I'm saying, watch the beginning of this and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. I'm not going to listen. Okay. Okay. All right. I think so. My family understand. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down. If you just now joined this, you don't know what the hell I'm talking about. And you probably even got offended. Like, oh my God, did he just say? The people that just joined this is probably hilarious. And I wish I could see your face when you heard me say that. Like you joined, you just clicked it and like, oh, you got Carrie Underwood. He's right. Her legs are pretty strong. Don't look like she's skipping a day. Did he just say she got legs like a field slave? All right. Thank you so much for the super chat, John O'Rourke. Mexico City has a population of 22 million, and New York has a population of 9 million. Most Americans do not realize that Mexico City is extremely important. It's arguably the most important city in North America. I have no thoughts on that. I have no information on that. What do you guys think about it? I have absolutely no information on. I don't have enough information to say how important Mexico City is to the United States. I do see that there's 22 million people there, and I do see the correlation to New York, but I don't know how important it is as far as the economy, as far as infrastructure, as far as many things, man. I don't know. And I just now realized I did this whole entire daggone live stream without my glasses where I look smart. Like I'm all talking, trying to sound intelligent, not realizing I ain't got the cheat code on. Like when you got on your glasses, you ain't even got to really say anything. You can say, she don't skip leg day, do she? And you can seem smart when you say it. Like, you know, the glasses. I trust that guy because the glasses. I don't know, John. I really don't know how important they are simply because how big they are. Maybe that's why they're important, but I don't know. But everybody is important in our nation and around this world, in my opinion. America first. That's what I say. 1000%. Let me see what you guys have to say about this. Let me see here. Let me see. Elizabeth loves Mexico City. Okay. Mexico is basically Mexico City. Sounds crowded. Cartels, unfortunately. Yeah. Yeah, they love them some cartels. Well, the cartels love them. What makes Mexico City important? Yeah, that's a good question. And don't super chat it. Don't super chat it. Just tell me, why do you believe Mexico is that important? Other than the size. Oh, those size do matter. People try to act like size don't matter. Size do matter. Huh? We're talking about the size of the city, okay? The number of the people, the population. Get your mind out the gutter. Go pray. Go pray over yourselves. Kamala always wins. Let's see here. Hey, did John respond again? Because I do want to see why he believes Mexico City is as important as he says it is. Serena, people are weird. People are weird. But you know how we show love to each other. We don't take anything seriously. That's another thing. White people, y'all need to understand this. And I gotta say this. Let me just say this one part right here. White people, y'all need to understand this. Black people don't take a damn thing seriously. We don't. We don't. So for us to act like that word or act like a word harms us or make us feel so bad is a lie. We just do that so we have an excuse to whoop somebody's ass and say that, you know what I mean, that was self-defense. Because we just want to fight. Not whoop somebody's ass, but probably get our ass whipped. But we just want to be aggressive. But we don't calling somebody a field slave. They called me that because they knew I wouldn't take offense to that. They called me that because they knew I was in good company to call somebody a field slave. Everybody else knew what it meant. Everybody else knows what it meant. I'm the one that was last. I was the one that was late to the party. I was the one that didn't know that calling somebody a field slave is I promise you, bro. Look at them legs, ladies. Take something out of Carrie Underwood's book. I don't know what she do. Squats, lunges, jumping jacks, whatever the case may be. Y'all need to daggone, yeah. Carrie Underwood is keeping it together. I see you, girl. I see you, girl. All right. Don Lemon taps into his feminine side and gets extremely emotional because he taps into his feminine side. Most men that get extremely emotional tap into their feminine side and become emotional. Yeah, I said it. A word shouldn't hurt anybody. A term shouldn't hurt anybody. It shouldn't. It really shouldn't. You said what? How can I ever vote for him? He said it's fine people on both sides. So disrespectful. It hurt me. So yeah, Don Lemon is not someone that, bro, I think it's racist that you said that, Kim. It is racist that you use Don Lemon as an example. Look, Mandy Cush says she's been told many times that she looked like Carrie Underwood. Whatever. Whatever, Mandy Kush. Trying to say I look like Carrie Underwood. My legs look way better than hers. Hey, you might. And if many people have told you that, then you more likely do. So yeah, you're doing your thing if you do. All right. You're doing your thing, Mandy. Sweet Mandy. But don't be lying though. Don't be lying. If you don't look like her, don't be trying to act like you look like her. See, look. Danae Rollins said you are welling. You lying. You lying and the truth ain't in you. Do you know what welling mean? I don't know where the term came from, but it's something that we use in DC ever since I was young. Whenever somebody lying, we say somebody welling. You welling. Wellington Park. Wellington Park, yeah. Mandy, you welling. She said you welling. You don't look nothing like no Carrie Underwood. Stop faking. She said you faking like turkey bacon. You need to go ahead. Stop playing. Stop playing. You ain't got no legs. Like, all right, let me go and stop. All right, guys. Gang, that was good, Dania. All right, guys. So hopefully you enjoyed this live stream. Hopefully it was entertaining and edutaining and all those things. But more than anything, I hope you enjoyed the community, the LFR family community. My community is absolutely whoa, okay. I said, listen, you see that? Hey, this for you. She said Miss Mandy Kush. Hold on one second. Let's see what Miss Mandy Kush look like on Instagram. Let me go to her Instagram right quick. Hold on. Let's go to her Instagram right quick. We about to check her out on Instagram. She's talking about Miss Mandy Cook. I'm Miss Mandy. See, I got to log in. Y'all lucky. See, I got to log in now, and I don't feel like going through all that. I'm 46. I forget my dad going. I forget my login every day. But she said Miss _ Mandy _ Kush _ She does. She do. When y'all get a chance, go to her IG and look at her face. She do favor her in the face. Yeah. I see you, girl. See, Dania, you need to stop hating on people. Dania was like, she welling. Dania hating on you. You got to hate her, Mandy Kush. I'm trying to start a fight in here. You got to hate her. You need to say something. What's going on, Mika? Red Cup Talk with Mika. Shout out to Red Cup Talk with Mika. Yeah. What's up, Mika? Yeah, you got to listen. You got to hate her up in this joint, man. You got to hate her. Dania, where you at? He said, I do look like it. And okay, you see that, Miss Mandy Kush? Miss _ Mandy _ Kush. She talking to you. This is to you. Back in the day, we used to say Batman hit my hand when we start fights. Look, I ain't trying to cause no division. Our live stream is all about love, and I know that you're 46 and you look. Anybody that says I look great, yeah, they believe in their self. Okay, they believe that they like this on leg day. For real. Dania just letting you know, Mandy. Get in the gym. We both look good. Let me stop, man. Y'all are absolutely amazing. I appreciate y'all. Hey, Lisa Marie, I know I do it sometimes. I I know. Y'all are absolutely dope. What's most important, gang, is I want y'all to get to know one another inside of the chat. I plan on going live a lot more. The type of conversations we're gonna have over here is gonna be a little different. But hopefully they lift censorship a lot more on YouTube, because I don't like to hold my tongue. I really don't. Pause. I really don't, man. I think it's BS. I think it's BS. I'm not a robot. I like to speak honestly about everything. And we're all adults. We can have some phenomenal conversations. All right. And I ain't talking about no after hours, nasty stuff. I ain't talking about that. I'm just saying, as adults, we can get some things done. You know what I mean? We can have some eye to eye, some heart to hearts. You know what I mean? I can cuss some of y'all asses out because you deserve it. Okay. Love y'all, man. Y'all continue to have a blessed weekend. If you're in the DMV area, it's supposed to get like, I'm hearing word that we're looking at 6 to 8 inches on Sunday. So do what you got to do. Make your man get outside and start putting salt on the sidewalks so some of that crap can melt, so his back will be all right. Whenever y'all have y'all fun time, y'all happy time or whatever. And thanks again for pulling up. Also, if you're a content creator and you need a jump start, or you need some tips on exactly what to do, holla at me, man. Get inside of my course. Holy crap. Decoy voice. Let me tell you something. Bruh, I bow down to this man. This dude is one of the best content creators on YouTube. As soon as I mentioned creating content, this dude right here, if you haven't heard of Decoy Voice, one of the best content creators on YouTube. Oh, I'm sorry. And so is Miss Mika. I should have said that too. Listen, I'm sorry, Miss Mika. I should have definitely put you, because she's dope too. She's absolutely amazing. But Decoy Voice, thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man, for being just being a dope content, showing us how to do it. He shows us how to do it. For real. He shows us how to do it. He sets the bar. Me, I try to keep it as plain as ever because I'm plain and I don't want to be held. I don't know. I don't know why I do what I do. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. All right, but shout out to Decoy Voice and shout out to all you guys. Y'all are absolutely dope. If you want to learn how to do this YouTube thing, check out my course. I would love you too. I'm very proud of it. And make sure you join our Facebook group. It's a private group, very small group. All right, and we help out people actually move forward. I would love to see you there. And also inside of our group calls 3 to 5 days per week. We have a couple of our mods who are in it. So I ain't gonna call them out, but much love to them. I'll see you on the next live stream. Peace, gang.